It's a freezing night in Lexington, Kentucky, 1964. Snow is falling so thick you can barely see the road. Inside a small clinic, Dr. David Henry is pacing nervously as his wife, Nora, goes into labor. Twin babies are on their way, though neither of them knows it yet. The first baby arrives, a beautiful, healthy boy. They name him Paul. Relief washes over David, but then comes the second baby. A girl, tiny and frail, her face unmistakably marked with Down syndrome. In that instant, David's world tilts. He remembers his own painful childhood, his sister who died young, his mother's heartbreak. He decides in one terrible, irreversible moment that he'll spare Nora that pain. He tells the nurse, Caroline Gill, to take the baby away, to an institution. And when Nora wakes, dazed and weak, David tells her their baby girl was stillborn. That lie, spoken in a whisper over the sound of a snowstorm, will haunt them all for decades. But Caroline can't do it. She looks at that little girl, Phoebe, and she just can't hand her over to strangers. So she drives into the night, with no plan, no money, only a baby and her own conscience. Her car dies in the cold. She's rescued by Al, a kind-hearted truck driver who takes her in. And there, in the warmth of his rig, something begins. Not romance yet, but hope. Caroline decides she'll raise Phoebe herself. She'll give her the life David was too afraid to imagine. Meanwhile, Nora spirals. Her grief for the daughter she never knew grows into a shadow over her marriage. David keeps busy with work and photography, but the guilt burrows deep. The perfect family starts to crack. 1970s. Caroline is now living in Pittsburgh. Phoebe is growing, laughing, learning, full of light. Caroline has found her purpose. She starts a group called the Upside Down Society, fighting for kids like Phoebe to go to school, to be seen, to be valued. Al finds her again, and this time, love has room to grow. They marry. But back in Lexington, Nora is a woman on the edge. She's tired of pretending to be happy. On a vacation to Aruba, she gives in to temptation and cheats on David. He knows, and says nothing. The silence between them grows thicker than the snow that started it all. Their son Paul, now a rebellious teen and gifted musician, feels it too. His guitar becomes his escape, but his father, ever the practical man, can't understand. Every note Paul plays sounds like the scream of the truth David buried. Years pass. David and Caroline cross paths again. She's older, wiser, and ready to let go of the ghost of the man she once loved. David, desperate for redemption, confides in a runaway girl named Rosemary about his secret. The daughter he abandoned. It's the first time he said it out loud, but it's too late to undo what's been done. His marriage collapses. Paul runs wild. Nora moves on. And David, he dies suddenly, before he ever finds peace. When Nora and Paul go through David's things, they find his photos. Thousands of them. Faces of strangers, landscapes, moments frozen in time, and hidden among them, images of Phoebe. Caroline finally arrives, trembling, to tell Nora the truth. The daughter she lost has been alive all along. Nora burns David's photos in fury and grief. When the flames die down, she and Paul drive to Pittsburgh. They find Phoebe, grown, joyful, in love with a boy named Robert. Phoebe doesn't quite understand who these strangers are, but she knows one thing: she is loved. Paul, the twin who lived in light, and Phoebe, the twin raised in truth, finally stand in the same room. Two lives born in the same storm, divided by a lie, reunited by love. In the end, Nora remarries, moving to France with a heart both broken and healed. Phoebe and Paul visit often. The past still lingers, but it no longer defines them, because what began with a lie ends with forgiveness. And a truth powerful enough to set everyone free. The Memory Keeper's Daughter isn't just a story about one man's secret. It's about the way love survives even when it's buried under years of silence. And it reminds us that sometimes the hardest truth to face is the one we tell ourselves.